Hello vinyl community, it's Paddy Kane here, Big Paddy Kane, that is my real name. Gonna do a hip hop vinyl showing, some of my favourite hip hop albums. Hopefully what will interest you. There's some UK LPs in there which not everyone might show. So there's a lot of people out there that watch their vinyl community videos. I enjoy them a lot, so hopefully you'll enjoy this one. I thought I'd do one of my own. Okay, today they're just purely alphabetical, not in any order apart from alphabetical order. So let's get into it. First LP, Beastie Boys, License to Ill. What can you say about this LP? Gatefold cover, amazing artwork with the jet plane crashing. This is OG press, still got the hype sticker on there. Got the original insert. Now this was on Def Jam Records, and this was when Def Jam was the hip hop label, not like now. Your nan could get on Def Jam now. This is when they had LL Cool J, they had T La Rock, they had Public Enemy. I mean, this was the golden era of Def Jam. It's a 1986 release. Hearing this as a young lad, hearing people who looked like me, probably thought like me at the time, rapping was just great. I mean, you know, it's got all the hits on here. You've got No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Paul Revere, Brass Monkey, Time to Get Ill, Slow and Low. I mean, come on, what can you say about that LP? That's the first one. Beastie Boys, License to Ill, fresh to death. Second LP, this is one many of you might not know, but get to know it. This is a UK crew out of Leeds, the north of England. They're called Bedlam A Go Go. Now, this LP is so underrated. I think it came out on Sony, maybe late 90s. Lee Kenny, the rapper, went on to rap with Nightmares on Wax, Faithless, some of you might know, but this, LSK as well. This was the original record he did. I mean, just, it's a double LP, gatefold, double wax. I mean, he was just ahead of his time. Tracks like Flat 29, Season Number 5, Asylum. Listen to that track. Beautiful British hip hop, fantastic. ADM on the beats, magnificent. Listen to this LP, it's dope. Next one we have Bomb the Bass, some UK business again. Tim Simonon. I mean, look at that artwork. Just look at that. Fantastic. On the Rhythm King label, British hip hop, early, like, I want to say maybe 88, 89, 80s British hip hop. Many Americans wouldn't have even thought there was British hip hop in the 80s, but this is it. Good stuff. Bomb the Bass. His MC was a guy called MC Merlin. You've got a really young Tim Westwood on here. I mean, just mega blast rap. Honestly, just do yourself a favour. Listen to Mega Blast Rap by Bomb the Bass. Fantastic, fantastic British hip hop. Next, another UK one. You got the Cookie Crew. London's finest. Female MCs, whole female crew. Susie Q, Dazzle behind the decks, Remedy. I mean, it's on the magnificent FFRR London label. I mean, these guys had hits. These guys had top 40 hits in the 80s. British hip hop in the top 40. That doesn't happen. That didn't happen then. Also on this album there's a couple of tracks that's produced by the Stetsasonic crew, who then went on to be Gravediggers, who worked with Prince Paul and everyone, but early Stetsasonic production on there. Just a fantastic British hip hop album. Cookie Crew, just listen to it. It's bad boy. Next, another UK hip hop crew out of Manchester, England. This is the last record I bought. I don't buy a lot of vinyl nowadays. I still, you know, keep my hand in, but I just had to get this. Children of Zeus. Just incredible. It's like neo soul mixed with reggae, mixed with hip hop. I've heard these guys describe their sound as the sound of pirate radio, and as being a DJ and MC, I was on pirate radio in the 90s. These guys, these are the real deal. I can't recommend these guys enough. Children of Zeus. You can get the LP on Bandcamp. I mean, Smoke With Me, Crown, the track Crown. If you want to listen to Introduce Yourself, Children of Zeus, the track Crown, they're legit. They're proper, wicked British UK business. Amazing. Okay, the next one we have, I know a lot of you might have this in your collection. Some people might say the best hip hop album of the 90s. I mean, there was a lot of good hip hop albums in the 90s, but Cypress Hill debut LP, I mean, just the production. Muggs had already been out before in a group called 7A3. I had that on cassette. It was okay, there's a couple of joints on there, but this was just a window into a whole different world. I mean, you've got Hand on the Pump, you've got Real Estate, you've got Stoned as the Way of the Walk. These guys set trends. You know, hundreds and hundreds of bands came out sounding like Cypress Hill. People were wearing the t-shirts. I mean, these were Cypress Hill. They were it. Just fantastic debut LP. I love the way you can't really see them on the cover. It's like the mystery of no one really knew who they were. Possibly the best hip hop album of the 90s. Cypress Hill, dope album. This next one, Divine Styler on Ice-T's Rhyme Syndicate label. Just so ahead of the time. Divine Styler, only real hip hop heads know about this guy. This album was massive for me. The production, it's got that reggae, ragamuffin flavour. His rhymes, I mean, Ain't Saying Nothing. This was late 80s hip hop. And it sounded, Ain't Saying Nothing would rock a crowd now. Divine Styler, I mean, he had half blonde there, just all the dope graffiti on his clothes, just massive influence. Fantastic album. That's Rhyme Syndicate Records, 1989. Divine Styler. I think the album's called Word Power. Fantastic hip hop. Brilliant. Next one is a bit more modern. Out on just Evidence is the album, whether or not. I mean, it's a gatefold. Real nice artwork, look at that. You get like a nice booklet in there. West Coast hip hop. It's on Rhyme Sayers Entertainment. Look at the colour of that vinyl. Look at that. Beautiful. It's like the colour of the ocean. Beautiful. Maybe that's why he lives by the ocean. I never thought of that before. Just really, really solid West Coast hip hop. He's got people like Defari on there, real underground West Coast guys. Production from Alchemist, who was in the hip hop crew, the Hooligans, who were down with Soul Assassins back in the day. Just a fantastic album, start to finish. There's a lot of pain in this album, a lot of hurt. His wife and members of his family, he describes them being ill. It's just a really good, solid, grown-up hip-hop album. Yeah, I bumped this a lot. Fantastic. Next up, Funk Dubious. What do you know about this LP? So, after Cypress Hill, they brought their crew through. House of Pain, Funk Dubious, Soul Assassins, Call of the Wild, a few other people, Psycho Realm. This album was just amazing. It's funny. The guys, the beats are just stoned beats. Just a great, great hip hop album. Funk Dubious, which doobie you be. And I was lucky enough to see them play in the north of England, in Bradford, with, I think it was Lords of the Underground were there, House of Pain, Cypress Hill were there. Just great, great album. I mean, look at the artwork as well, look at that. Sun Doobie there. Fantastic record. This next record, probably, in my opinion, one of the greatest ever hip hop albums. If you haven't heard this album, do yourself a favour. Gangstar, Step in the Arena. Absolutely fantastic hip hop. Flawless hip hop. I mean, just in here as well, interestingly, still got the original hype sticker there. You don't know how many times I've wanted to stick that on decks and skateboards and, you know, but I haven't. I mean, oh come on, there's just so many. Lovesick, Check the Technique, Take a Rest. I mean, just to get a rep, Gangstar, perfect hip hop. That's the next one. What do you know about this record? Sugar Hill, 80s hip hop, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. Just an absolutely amazing record. Just so good. I picked this up in France, in Paris, in a record shop. I think it was called Crocodile Records. Just, yeah, I'd be digging when I go away. Just amazing, perfect hip hop. Birthday Party, Message, New York, New York. Just real, raw, uncut, hardcore, New York hip hop. Brilliant album. Next, we've got Grandmaster Mel. This is the album they did after Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 split up. What an LP. Hustlers Convention on here is one of the best hip hop tracks ever. Again on Sugar Hill Records. Just fantastic LP. Mel, top 10 dead or alive ever to do it, hands down. Real hip hop heads know about this album. Next up are just House of Pain, debut LP. What can you say about this? Being a white Irish kid into hip hop, when this came out, believe me, when this came out, the Traveller boys, the Irish boys, the hip hop kids, the skate kids, this was the shiz. This was what we've been waiting for. This is how we felt. This is how we acted at gigs. This was just pure, unadulterated, white, b-boy Irish, rowdy, drunken, stoned, skateboard, mosh pit, bang your head music. I mean, come on, top of the morning to you, put your head out, jump around, jump around. Do you know how many hip hop crews wish they had a hit like Jump Around? Don't front on House of Pain. Everlasting Rhyme, you know, just amazing album. Next up, got more House of Pain, the second LP. A lot of times it's hard to drop a second LP as good as the first. This delivers. You got Diamond D production, you got Muggs production, Beat Miners, just, oh come on. Double vinyl on Tommy Boy Records, XL on the British release, Rough House XL, Roughness XL, sorry. Just, I mean, running up on you, it ain't a crime on this album. If you want an example of a dope 90s hip hop track, House of Pain, it ain't a crime. Bad boy. But yeah, same as it ever was, House of Pain. Love that album. Next, you've got Malcolm McLaren, Duck Rock. I mean, look at that, guys. Let's look at the Ghetto Blaster on there. Just the artwork. Again, 80s hip hop. Buffalo Gals. If you've never seen the Buffalo Gals video, that was the video that got more people in the UK into hip hop than any other event, anything else, period. If it wasn't for Buffalo Gals, half the British hip hop scene wouldn't exist. Just a fantastic album, a concept album of people ringing up a radio show with the world famous Supreme team. The beats, the rhymes, the cutting, just raw 80s hip hop. Really, really good LP. And this one as well, let me show you this as well. Look at that. Look at that. The Zulu Nation t-shirts. All that graffiti. Hey? Look at that, guys. Fantastic. Yeah, Malcolm McLaren, Duck Rock. Great LP. Next, another one people in the States might not know as much. Nightmares on Wax, Smoker's Delight. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic instrumental hip hop. Blunted hip hop. De La Soul ended up working with Nightmares on Wax, so that shows you their pedigree. I mean, Night's Interlude, Praying for a Jeep Beat, you know, oh, What I'm Feeling, Bless My Soul, just, this is an anniversary edition of Repress on Warp Records out of Sheffield in the UK. I mean, just look at the colour of that vinyl. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, laid back hip hop. You've got the red, gold and green. That's like a roach. All that's perforated so you can roach for your cigarettes. Just amazing, laid back, beautiful hip hop. If you want an introduction to how different British hip hop is from American hip hop, how forward thinking British hip hop is, get this album, guys. Nightmares on Wax, Smoker's Delight. Beautiful. Next, another British hip hop classic, all time British hip hop classic. If you don't own this album on vinyl, what is wrong with you? Massive Attack, Blue Lines. This is like a special edition. Got the nice box there. Got the lovely gatefold vinyl. Got the poster, the CD and the DVD and the double vinyl. Beautiful presentation. I mean, the artwork, 3D, dope graffiti artist who's part of the crew, MC. I mean, come on. Blue Lines is on here. Unfinished Symphony is on here. Him of the Big Wheel, sorry. If you haven't heard this album, listen to this. After this, go on YouTube. You're on YouTube. Listen to Massive Attack, Blue Lines. Stone cold classic. Out of Bristol in the UK. One of the best hip hop albums ever. End of discussion. They are the Don Della Dons. Just amazing hip hop, guys. Amazing. Next up, back over to America. Look at that. Queen Latifah, All Hail the Queen. Late 80s hip hop. Again on the amazing Tommy Boy label. Tommy Boy had it on lock then. They had Digital Underground, they had Queen Latifah, they had De La Soul, they had House of Pain, they had Naughty by Nature. This album is just amazing. One of the best hip hop albums ever. Just conscious hip hop. Production by Mark the 45 King. She had the Flavor Unit behind her. She had the Safari Sisters, the dancers. I mean, you've got the features on this album. De La Soul, 45 King, Daddy-O from Stetsasonic, Boogie Down Productions. I mean, Wrath of My Madness on here. It's one of the perfect hip hop song. You all know what bad boy hip hop sounds like. Queen Latifah, Wrath of My Madness. Just, I mean, come on. Look at that. The original insert there. Look at that. Look at that. One of the best to ever do it. Don't be mistaken by Queen Latifah, the actress. Back in the day, she could bring it. She had bars. She was dope. Queen Latifah. All Hail the Queen. Brilliant LP. Next up, this is a reissue. Again on the Def Jam label. Third Bass. The Cactus album. Again, as a young white kid into hip hop, there wasn't many of us. There wasn't many kids of us into it, but there weren't many people making it. When this came out, this was the shiz. Honestly, Pete Nice's rhymes so ahead of his time. You've got the first appearance of KMD on here, who went on to be MF Doom. I mean, just absolutely phenomenal LP. Search went on to introduce Nas to the world and sign Nas and produce Nas. Again, late 80s boom bap hip hop. Just a dope LP. Yeah. I mean, look at that. Look at the artwork on there. Come on. Just amazing. Third Bass. And these last three, I'm going to end up with a couple of compilations that I have in my collection. First of all, again on Ice-T's, the Rhyme Syndicate label. Yeah, just the Rhyme Syndicate LP. On here you've got Donald D, Ice-T, Lord Finesse. Come on, Lord Finesse. And then out a British crew, which was really rare for a British crew to get signed in America. But you've got the one, the only, excuse me, the amazing Hijack crew. For those American people who don't know about Hijack, do yourself a favour. Hijack the Horns of Jericho, one of the best ever hip hop albums. Up there with Public Enemy, up there with Ice-T, up there with Gangstar. Just, yeah, just a great little, that's what the Hijack album looked like. Just a great compilation. Really quite hard to find that. Yeah, dope, dope. Dope, dope, dope. This next one I picked up recently. A friend of mine, Oscar, used to have this on cassette. Again, another mixed hip hop LP. Richie Rich Rap Academy. Just fantastic. I mean, Richie Rich, the British Richie Rich, he was a label owner, owned a hip hop label with the Stereo MCs. He was a DJ on Kiss FM, I believe. Just unbelievable. I mean, the British crews you've got in here, you've got London Posse, you've got Demon Boys, you've got Black Radical Mark II, all on the same LP. You've got Jungle Brothers, you've got X-Clan, you've got Eric B and Rakim, you've got Queen Latifah. I mean, come on, what more do you want? You've got KOS-1. Just a dope, dope, dope Richie Rich Rap Academy. You see this on Discogs? Buy it. It's a dope LP. This last one was a bit left field, I guess, but I just wanted to show this one.